Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI. Today, we're going to engage in a rigorous examination of the current landscape of enterprise artificial intelligence. We'll be looking past the daily headlines to truly understand the underlying economic and infrastructural realities. Let's quickly outline today's analytical deep dive. We'll be progressing through 5 key areas. First, the AI demand debate. Second, navigating compute bottlenecks. Third, the microproductivity trap. Fourth, true enterprise AI transformation. And finally, principles shaping AI's future. Section 1, the AI demand debate, conflicting media narratives. We begin by analyzing the recent conflict in media reports regarding OpenAI's internal performance metrics. This divergence in reporting has been highly scrutinized by industry analysts. Notably, LinkedIn commentators John Tomas and Andrew Wong have highlighted the resulting volatility in the sector. Recently, the Wall Street Journal published a report indicating that OpenAI missed its ambitious internal goal of reaching 1 billion weekly active users by the end of last year, alongside missed revenue targets. Conversely, a report from Bloomberg presented a vastly different outlook. They quoted OpenAI's chief financial officer Sarah Friar, who pushed back on these concerns, stating that the company is in fact beating its plan at the highest level. Sarah Friar famously described the current market appetite as a vertical wall of demand. Now, as technology analyst Guna Shekhar accurately translates in his recent LinkedIn analysis, missing monthly forecasting metrics absolutely does not equate to collapsing demand. Rather, it indicates that the monetization architecture is simply still maturing. The revenue models spanning ChatGPT, enterprise APIs, and the new operator tier are practically being constructed in real time. The underlying demand is robust. It's the precise forecasting of this nascent, rapidly evolving business that remains challenging. Section 2. Navigating compute bottlenecks. The infrastructure reality. To properly understand this gap between revenue forecasts and genuine enterprise adoption, we have to pivot our focus from front-end sales metrics to back-end infrastructure realities. Analyst Kim Eisenberg points out on LinkedIn that the true bottleneck for OpenAI, and indeed the broader industry, is compute capacity. The limitation isn't a lack of market interest, but rather the physical capacity to deliver. Product-market fit has been established, but processing power remains finite. This observation becomes highly critical as competitors gain ground. Eisenberg notes that Anthropic, a primary competitor, has achieved an $852 billion valuation narrative. This demonstrates just how rapidly the competitive moat can erode when compute constraints limit a market leader's ability to scale operations efficiently. The industry's response to this bottleneck is a massive allocation of capital. Guna Shekhar notes that the total big tech AI capital expenditure projected for 2026 actually exceeds $660 billion. To put that into perspective, the breakdown is staggering. Amazon at $200 billion, Google at $185 billion, and Microsoft at $140 billion. This unprecedented expenditure clearly indicates that the infrastructure bet is accelerating, not slowing down. For IT professionals, this is the definitive signal that enterprise AI is a permanent, structural shift in global computing. Section 3. The microproductivity trap. Why adoption stalls. Moving from the infrastructure layer to enterprise application, we have to critically examine why AI implementation frequently stalls at the corporate level, especially given this massive underlying investment and clear market demand. The core issue is articulated in a recent Harvard Business Review article titled How to Move from AI Experimentation to AI Transformation. Authored by OpenAI chief economist Aaron Ronnie Chatterjee, the piece defines a phenomenon known as the microproductivity trap. This occurs when organizations treat AI as a mere plug-and-play tool for isolated tasks. While individual employees might save time on specific emails or reports, those gains stall out at the firm level because the broader workflows, corporate incentives, and legacy IT systems remain fundamentally unchanged. Section 4. True enterprise AI transformation, scaling organizational value. To outsmart the competition and avoid this trap, IT professionals and corporate executives must fundamentally shift how they deploy these tools across the enterprise, moving away from localized experimentation towards systemic integration. As Sarah Friar noted in her recent LinkedIn commentary, the companies that are successfully creating real organizational value share a common trait. They refuse to treat AI as a standalone side project. In our recent conversations with enterprise customers, firms like Dyson, Morgan Stanley, and Lowe's Companies, Inc. really stand out. Their C-suites are acutely focused on deep implementation rather than surface-level adoption. To replicate this success, Aaron Chatterjee details a formal four-step framework, co-authored with Bain & Company, to help organizations become truly AI native. First, leaders must narrow their focus to specifically high-value domains. Second, they must completely reimagine workflows end-to-end, operating under the assumption that AI is present at every single step. Third, organizations must engage frontline employees to innovate from the ground up. And finally, they must construct modern measurement systems specifically designed for the AI age, because traditional productivity metrics will simply fail to capture the true value being generated. Section 5, Principles Shaping AI's Future, the Strategic Horizon. Finally, as we consider the implementation of these technologies, we also need to look to the broader strategic and philosophical roadmap guiding this massive global technological transition. Analyst Jacques Exelrode highlights a highly significant framing from an April 26 publication on OpenAI.com titled Our Principles, authored by CEO Sam Altman. Altman presents a stark dichotomy regarding the future of global power. He states, power in the future can either be held by a small handful of companies using and controlling superintelligence, or it can be held in a decentralized way by people. This foundational statement directly acknowledges the immense responsibility held by frontier AI labs. From that premise, OpenAI outlines 5 strategic pillars: democratization, empowerment, universal prosperity, resilience, and adaptability. As Exelrode expertly analyzes, these pillars establish the practical trade-offs the company anticipates. For instance, the push for universal prosperity is used as the economic justification for their massive, capital-intensive global data center build-out, betting that scale will eventually drive costs down. Simultaneously, the principle of resilience dictates that risk cannot be managed alone, demanding the security of open-source software and the protection of critical infrastructure against emerging threats. So the question you must ask yourself and your organization is this: as these models scale towards superintelligence, will your company be a passive consumer of this new centralized power, or an active architect of your own AI-driven future? Thank you for watching. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. If you like these videos, use the QR code at the beginning to buy us a coffee or hire us to coach you or your employees in AI. Please subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel and like, comment, and share to help us reach a wider audience.